RWBY. 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 Yep. World of Remnant.
Volume
With Drunkle
4.
Crow, as it happens.
Drunkle Crow.
That's awesome.
Best tour guide ever.
I'd take a tour with Drunkle Crow.
Or
the
tour guide of the pub crawl.
Yeah, let's be fair. Dude knows his bars.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Look,
gosh.
gosh.
Dude might not know how to carry a tune, but he can hum a few bars.
I think he's kind of got like a little bit of a supernatural vibe going on because it's like, yeah, we're super studly even though we drink way too much and just engage in a lot of unhealthy eating behaviors. And
Also, I can turn into a crow.
Yeah, and he's just like, yeah, I drink way too much, but
maybe
I'm
that's
still
his
super
semblance.
studly.
Maybe his semblance is turning into a crow.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway.
That's awesome. Awesome semblance.
So this brings a whole new meaning to the phrase drinky bird. So yeah, we're going to do the Volume 4 World of Remnants. And because, let's be fair, we should have been doing these before. We're going to do them all 4 in a run.
Yeah.
So
hope you're ready.
This is going to get nuts.
In one video?
In one video.
What?
Yep,
What? That's how we do it.
That's 300% more video per video.
That's,
yeah, it is.
It is.
All right. So, gentlemen, shall we?
All right.
World of Remnant, Vale.
All right. Here we go.
Well, school's definitely out. Let's see if we can't all learn a little something.
Dang it.
Welcome to the world of Remnant. Not the best place to live, but depending on where you're staying, it can get a little easier. You've got towns and villages that pop up as fast as they fall. Faunas have menagerie, but the sweet spots are Vale, Mistral, Atlas, and Vacuo, the 4 kingdoms of the modern era, and each one's special in its own little way. Let's talk about Vale. In the grand scheme of things, Vale's pretty well guarded. It rests on the northeastern end of the world's largest continent, Suns. Like most successful kingdoms, Vale's survival over the years can mostly be attributed to prime real estate. Its front is protected by steep mountains, and its back is against waters too shallow for any real threat to pop out of. Not to say I haven't heard some crazy fish stories.
Interesting.
Aside from the main city, which the kingdom's named after, the Vale territory also extends to several neighboring cities farther along the northwest coastline, as well as a small island named Patch. Nice place to raise a family, if you're into that sort of thing. Of course, all attempts to extend the kingdom's reach past the mountains and farther into the mainland have been colossal failures. But, like I said, in the grand scheme of things, Vale ain't half bad. Regular climate, natural barriers, and some serious border defenses means the citizens of Vale can spend less time worrying about survival and more time just living their lives. Of course, with the fall of Beacon, everyone's a little more worried these days. And they should be.
Huh.
Okay. So that
I
is...
like his style.
Yeah. All right. That was Atlas.
Yeah. Or that was Vale.
Vale.
Yeah.
Now this is Mistral.
All right.
Where were we?
Micah?
What? That wasn't me. It was me.
Second largest landmass on it. That's where you'll find the kingdom of Mistral. Of the 4 kingdoms, Mistral has the most controlled territory, meaning you'll find a wider variety of ecosystems and lifestyles. Trust me, this place is something for everyone, for better or worse. The high society folks of Mistral are known worldwide for their contributions to fashion, architecture, theater, all the things that make the world pretty and tolerable. But its lower class has got a fame of its own. Mistral's home to the biggest black market on the planet. Ain't something that's hard to find
I think we found you your home, Micah.
Yep.
Provided you've got the end to pay for it.
Hell, they've got ninjas too.
One common thread.
That's right, baby.
The kid from Mistral. That could be your RWBY OC character.
Particularly the sea and the sky. The natural resources and geography of the area impacted Mistral's culture and technology in a big way. Its first settlers found shelter high up in the wind-carved cliffs, and as their population grew, so did their ability to utilize the land to its fullest potential. A real bunch of forward thinkers. Of course, the bigger the kingdom, the harder it is to govern. There's a reason traders and thieves flock to Mistral. The main city's right under the council's eye, sure, but places like Windpath and Kuchinashi start to get a little farther out of sight. There's plenty of places to hide in Mistral.
Sounds perfect.
I was gonna say Kuchinashi could be your town.
Yeah.
Diverse culture with an inept government. Sign me up.
Oh, Micah. All right, and here's Atlas. Let's see.
I suppose it's time we talked about the fine people at the top of the world. Atlas is
Sound a little sarcastic.
and arguably most successful kingdom, but it's a bit of a special case. See, before the Great War, there was no Atlas. There was Mantle. At some point in time, a group of settlers were crazy enough to venture out into the northernmost continent of Solitas. I guess when you're that desperate, a frozen hunk of rock doesn't seem like such a bad place to call home. As a matter of fact, the harsh weather conditions proved to be just as useful as the mountain ranges when it came to keeping the creatures of Remnant bay. It also kept the people of Mantle from flourishing. Humanity's got a neat trick up its sleeve, though. Whenever we're faced with a problem, our inclination is to find a solution.
Adaptation.
The cold climate of Solitas forced its settlers to adapt. They developed a more advanced technology, and they did it faster than the rest of the world, because they had to survive. But it was the Great War.
Desperation breeds innovation.
New forms of
And innovation breeds
desertification
competition.
and weaponry allowed Mantle to expand. More and more territory was set aside for dust mining and research. The territory beside the kingdom's combat school, Alcius, was the most opportune area to construct a new R&D facility. But by the time things were all said and done, it would be much, much more. Alcius was reopened as Atlas after the Great War to house many of the warriors now seeking guidance. In an effort to give back to the citizens, Mantle applied all sorts of new dust techniques and technologies it had used in the war to beef up the Academy's campus. The school grounds expanded faster than they could have imagined, and he even helped to better secure the surrounding areas.
That's pretty cool.
It wasn't long before the kingdom's military moved in, then the labs and research facilities, and eventually even residential areas started popping up.
Sounds like my kind of place.
It became apparent that the city of Mantle was living in Atlas' shadow. So the decision was made to move the kingdom's capital. Mantle was old news, and the kingdom of Atlas was born. A golden age of prosperity, they called it. But those left behind in Mantle would probably tell you that it was the coldest winter they ever knew.
I was gonna say your character probably could be from Atlas.
I mean,
Got some sour grapes in Mantle, sounds like.
it's cold. I like the cold.
It's
Lot of
also technically advanced.
Yeah, I could get behind that.
Yeah, I was gonna say Micah. Your character would be from that one town that was just south of the capital in
right.
Mistral.
in Mistral. Yes, thank you. And nope, don't need that.
Dang it.
And
And last but not least,
Vacuo.
one kingdom that's had it harder than the people of Mantle. It's Vacuo, the last of the 4 great kingdoms. The western end of Sanis is a barren and desolate wasteland. Long ago, before man went and ruined everything, it was a paradise. In the center of the vast desert was an oasis unlike anything you'd ever seen. A jungle bursting with natural resources, geographical defenses, and the world's largest recorded deposit of dust. Nomads that survived the journey across the scorching sands settled down in this little hidden gem, and over time the kingdom of Vacuo thrived. Unfortunately, comfort breeds weakness. While the rest of Remnant had to learn and adapt in order to survive, Vacuo's ancient society kicked back and lived a life of complacency. But when other, more developed kingdoms set their eyes on everything Vacuo had to offer, its citizens couldn't do anything to stop them from taking it.
Uh-oh.
Atlas.
Years of human conflict, unrestricted mining, and ecological disasters have changed Vacuo. The paradise that was once there is practically indistinguishable from the surrounding deserts.
Uh-oh.
Citizens live in makeshift homes.
We know that symbol.
Rooting and traveling frequently in response to the fleeting resources.
The Schnee Dust Company.
Creatures of grid. After the Great War, a formal government was finally established. But by that point, the folks living in Vacuo didn't much care to uphold its laws, making Shade Academy the only real source of order in the kingdom. But order isn't everything. Vacuo may not be as prim and proper as the other 3 kingdoms, but it's still standing. And the people there have a mutual respect for one another. See, there's really only one unspoken rule in Vacuo. If you can survive here, then you're welcome here.
That's
So
good.
there you have it. Vale, Mistral, Atlas, and Vacuo.
Okay.
You know, Oz would always say that the 4 kingdoms were a representation of what mankind is capable of when working together. Ever the optimist. We sure could use him now.
So what's down there on that little island that looks like a goldfish?
Oh, they said that was a faunus.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
Faunus
okay.
Haven.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And up there in the top is the dragon.
Which has
Dagrons.
got to be where Salem is.
I'd say at the head of the dragon is where
Yeah.
Salem is.
Somewhere in the wings, maybe.
Maybe in the wings too. It could be.
But, I mean, that makes the most sense.
Yeah. Good Lord, man.
Well, I don't know because it was very red, but I think the red was from like all those giant dust crystals.
And
you see the red out there on the
on like the ends of the wings.
like the east of Mistral.
Oh yeah, right there. Yeah.
So I don't know what all that mess is because I mean they showed that Mistral itself was kind of located like that little inner
Lake
Lake?
type region.
Yeah.
almost
So
like
it's a sea, really.
yeah, it's like an in
The
In the
Mistral
landlocked
sea.
sea.
Yeah, the Mistral Sea. For me,
Or I guess that would be a lock, wouldn't it?
yeah, lock. Yeah.
Might be bigger than a lock. I don't know.
I don't know either. But for me, why I think it's the dragon is where Salem is because the north in Atlas is where they found those big dust crystals.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I
that's true.
think that's going to be a common thread. The north is frequent with the dust crystals.
Right.
And I think overexposure to them, which is what's happened where Salem is caused what's happened to Salem.
See, I would come at it from a completely different direction.
Okay.
So,
South?
well, not from the angle of dust, but more from the angle of settlement.
Okay.
So, all 4 of the kingdoms have been settled.
Yes.
Now, imagine what would happen if you were to try to settle in an area that, just happened to be a breeding pool for Grimm.
Right.
You would not last long. And you know that people have tried to settle up there.
So you're saying Vale across the mountains where?
Well, no. I'm still saying the dragon ship.
Oh, okay.
Point. People would have tried to settle there
Right.
because
There's a lot of green to the south of it.
people are naturally expansionist.
Right.
So imagine what would happen if you tried to go up there and settle and found out, oh, hey, there are these weird pools that just spit out Grim, like, constantly. Eventually, people are going to stop trying to settle there.
True.
Which explains why there's no major kingdom over there.
Well, it's a big piece of land, so yeah.
It's an awfully big piece of land, yeah.
It is.
Huge tracts of land.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you look, it's opposite of the
The Faunus, yeah.
the Faunus Haven.
But it's, I don't know, that screams to me secret hideout. Because if you could set up there,
I mean,
you would be...
it's like, what's more sinister than a island that's shaped like a dragon riding on a bat? I mean,
yeah.
that's like as sinister as it gets.
Yeah, that's pretty up there. But, I mean, that's just what makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. I mean, plus, it's just super sinister.
It's a dragon riding on a bat. I mean, it's like number 1 threat to America.
I thought that was bears.
Number 2 threat to America. Dragons riding on bats.
Well, okay, wait a minute. Bears, that's an old threat. Dragon riding on bat, that seems new.
Pretty new.
We may need to rethink this ranking system.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I'm just very happy that they've laid out the kingdoms like more, like given more lore to the world, because more lore is always for the best. And
I'm kind of glad that we got more cynicism.
Well, from Crow, I mean that's kind of the
that's
thing.
Sort of what you're gonna expect, but it's just, I don't know. That sort of adds something to it, I think.
I think so too. And
Mistral also looks like a snaky dragon facing the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that too.
The Eastern style.
Yeah, the tail all the way up to here.
Yeah.
What if there's going to be another dragon show up?
Maybe. I don't know. You got the fish, you got the snake, and you have the dragon.
Well, so they
Well, I feel like the symbolism isn't accidental. Like, I feel like they threw this stuff out there for a reason.
They originally said that they sketched one of the original continent designs was either drawn on a cocktail napkin or was from a stain on a cocktail napkin. So,
I don't know either.
I can't remember which one it was, though.
Well, honestly,
one way or another, it ended up on a cocktail napkin.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But still, I'm very happy with them laying all this out and giving us and showing us the different styles of the different places. From Atlas, Mistral, Vacuo, and Vale. I mean, and you're given everything, and
yeah, I mean, you've got sort of your more European style with Vale. You've got essentially
Nordic style, like almost.
I was almost going to go Russian style with Atlas. You've got a more Eastern flavor with
also think
Mistral.
about this. Think about this. The Nordic countries nowadays, like Norway, Sweden, and all them, they're having a technological boom.
Oh yeah,
especially Norway. Norway, they are doing tremendous work.
Yep. And then you've got sort of your more, I guess, your Middle Eastern type regions, Egypt and such.
Yeah,
Vacuo.
Vacuo. Yeah, with oases and everything. I mean, and then you have,
and then we don't know anything about the Faunus area.
The Faunus area, I think, is
which I don't know that I even caught the name of.
Actually, I think that was in the
that was in the
Vale.
First one.
Let me go back to Vale. Let's see.
So
I'll just
mash back 3 times.
Yeah, there it
you
is.
go. That's the one.
Something. Welcome to the world of Remnant. Not the best place to live, but depending on where you're staying, it can get a little easier. You've got towns and villages that pop up as fast as they fall.
Menagerie. Okay.
Yeah.
So Menagerie is the home of is pretty much the homeland of the faunus.
Yep.
Whereas over here, actually, in Vacuo,
Yeah, they said faunus were pretty readily accepted.
yeah, because
It's
it's dependent
it's
on
sort of
survival.
a combination of the Middle East and the Wild West.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you can see there's some fauna settlements up in Mistral as well in areas that they
Yeah, the
haven't really
southern
extended.
Mistral, yeah.
Because I mean that's
Yeah.
a big piece of Mistral that they
It's a big old chunk
haven't
of
really.
land. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's like almost desert-esque over here, too.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Almost.
man.
It almost sort of looks like Australia a little bit.
Yeah, that like outback.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the red sand.
they
and
do have
everything.
the worst poisonous animals.
And it's like so many poisonous animals.
Crikey.
You're more likely to find something that's not poisonous.
Yeah, that's true. Oh boy.
Like pretty much, you've got kangaroos who will just kick you in the face, and drop bears.
And don't
and-
forget the crocodiles.
I have
Yeah,
it
that's
on
fair.
good authority that kangaroos are worse to fight than orangutans.
Yeah, you told us that. You
Mhm.
told us that.
Mhm.
Oh Lord. All right. So that's going to do it, I think, for the World of Remnant, Vale, Atlas, Mistral, and Vacuo.
Mhm.
Thank you all once again for tuning into this. This was very eye-opening, and I can't wait to see what other World of Remnant. Because one thing I love about RWBY is that the world building they're doing is just so
yeah,
freaking
yeah.
good, and I'm so happy that they're doing this, and they're even having Vic Mignogna do the voiceover as Drunkle Crow,
Mhm.
which Drunkle Crow telling me a story, I'm just like I'm listening. Go
Yep.
ahead.
To be fair, though, you sort of expect to be sitting back at like a bar table while he's sitting at the bar on a stool. He's rotated around. He's leaning back against the bar.
Yeah.
You know, he's got something in one
sitting there
hand.
with his flask,
Yeah.
and he actually puts his flask over to the bartender, and the bartender fills it up. He's like, "Fill me up."
Yeah. Thanks, Slim. And just keeps going. Yeah.
Actually, it could be, "Thanks, Port. Not a problem, sir."
Yeah. Yeah,
I could see Port as like that old bartender
Yeah.
who's just like, "Tell me of your problems. I will listen."
Yeah.
Because he's out of a teaching job because of the fall of the fall of Beacon.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Ah, boy.
That's kind of a problem.
Yeah, so anyway, everyone, thank you all for tuning in. Links to the original videos down below in the description. Don't forget to check out Rooster Teeth. See the first 2 episodes of RWBY. They are available now on roosterteeth.com. And, yeah, that's going to do it. So thank you once again. For the Renegades signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Ben.
Micah.
We will see you all later. Take care.